Welcome to Movie Time, and today we are counting down the top 10 best science fiction movies. If you're a die-hard science fiction fan and think you've watched them all, this video might just introduce you to some hidden gems. We'll be delving into a selection of timeless science fiction films that truly warrant attention from enthusiasts of the genre. This list showcases a mix of widely acclaimed science fiction films that any science fiction aficionado should have on their watch list. Number 10. Venom. Let There Be Carnage. Let There Be Carnage is an action science fiction thriller film. The Marvel Comics character Venom, directed by Andy Serkis. The screenplay was crafted by Kelly Marcel, who developed the story in collaboration with Tom Hardy. This movie serves as the second installment in Sony's Spider-Man universe, and the sequel to Venom 2018. It was produced by Columbia Pictures in collaboration with Marvel and distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing. The film had its premiere in London on September 14, 2021, and was released in the United States on October 1. Eddie Brock, an investigative journalist, grapples with the challenges of his newfound role as the host of Venom the Alien Symbiote. He successfully secures a rare interview with Cletus Cassidy, a deranged death row inmate and notorious sadistic serial killer incarcerated in San Quentin State Prison. Cletus Cassidy merges with another symbiote, giving rise to Carnage. With immense power and an insatiable thirst for destruction, Carnage unleashes chaos upon the city. Eddie and Venom must face this new threat while also navigating their own internal conflicts. Number 9. The Matrix Resurrections. The Matrix Resurrections is a science fiction action film written, directed, and produced by Lana Wachowski. It is the sequel to The Matrix Revolutions 2003 and the fourth installment in the Matrix film franchise. The film was released in theaters and on the HBO Max streaming service by Warner Bros. Pictures on December 22, 2021. Set 60 years after Revolutions and follows Thomas Anderson, known as Neo, living an ordinary life with his memories of the Matrix era. He encounters Trinity in the virtual world, and together they embark on a journey to uncover their true identities. As they confront familiar foes and grapple with the boundaries of reality and simulation, Neo's powers resurface. Neo and Trinity's connection holds the key to unraveling the new reality. With breathtaking action sequences and mind-bending twists, the film explores the blurred lines between illusion and truth, ultimately challenging the nature of existence. Number 8. Black Widow. Black Widow is an action-adventure science fiction film based on Marvel Comics featuring the character of the same name. Produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, it is the 24th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film was directed by Kate Shortland from a screenplay by Eric Pearson. It was released in the United States on July 9, 2021. Black Widow follows Natasha Romanoff, played by Scarlett Johansson. On the run, she confronts her mysterious past and a deadly conspiracy. Natasha reunites with her estranged sister Yelena, another Black Widow, leading them to uncover the Red Room, a nefarious program that breeds lethal operatives. Reuniting with her family, the Red Guardian Alexei and Melina, they embark on a mission to dismantle the Red Room's sinister operations. Along the way, they face the formidable Taskmaster, a masked adversary with the ability to mimic combat styles. Number 7. Alita. Battle Angel. Battle Angel is a science fiction action-adventure film adapted from Yukito Kishiro's manga series Gundam, directed by Robert Rodriguez and produced by James Cameron and Joan Landau. The screenplay was penned by Cameron in collaboration with Laeta Kalogridis. The film premiered in the United States on February 14, 2019 by 20th Century Fox. Set in the post-apocalyptic future, where the city of Zelum looms above Iron City, Dr. Dyson Ido discovers the remains of a cyborg in the scrapyard, rebuilding her and naming her Alita. With no memory of her past, Alita navigates this dangerous world, discovering her exceptional combat abilities. As she explores her identity and purpose, she crosses paths with allies like Hugo and faces formidable foes, including the enigmatic Vector and brutal Hunter warriors. Alita's journey unravels dark secrets leading to a battle against the oppressive forces of Zalem. Number 6. Ready Player One. Ready Player One is a science fiction action film based on Ernest Cline's novel of the same name, directed by Steven Spielberg from a screenplay by Zach Penn and Cline. The film was theatrically released in the United States on March 29, 2018 by Warner Bros. Pictures. The story takes place in the year 2045 in a grim future society. To escape their harsh reality, people immerse themselves in a virtual world called OASIS. When James Halliday, the creator of this virtual realm, passes away, he leaves behind a challenge: locate 3 hidden keys that will unlock an Easter egg. This egg bestows full control over the virtual world and Halliday's vast fortune. Wade Watts, a young individual known as a Gunter, embarks on this formidable quest. Along his journey, he forms alliances with fellow Gunters, facing perilous trials and confronting the malevolent IOI Corporation, led by Sorrento. Number 5. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Rogue One is a science fiction epic space opera film directed by Gareth Edwards. It was produced by Lucasfilm and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. It is the first installment of the Star Wars anthology series and an immediate prequel to Star Wars 1977. Rogue One premiered in Los Angeles on December 10, 2016, and was theatrically released in the United States on December 16. The story takes place before the events of Star Wars, Episode 4, A New Hope, and follows a group of rebels and spies led by Jyn Erso, played by Felicity Jones. The Rebel Alliance learns of the Empire's secret superweapon, the Death Star, capable of annihilating entire planets. Jyn's father, Galen Erso, was forced to work on the Death Star's construction, and his knowledge holds the key to its destruction. The Rebel Alliance recruits Jyn and her team to steal the Death Star plans from an Imperial facility on the planet Scarif. Along the way, they face formidable challenges. Number 4. Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow is a science fiction action film directed by Doe Liman. The film is based on the novel All You Need Is Kill by Hiroshi Sakurazaka. It was released in the United States on May 30, 2014 by Warner Bros. Pictures. The story unfolds in a future where Earth is under siege by hostile extraterrestrial beings known as mimics. Major William Cage, played by Tom Cruise, finds himself stuck in a time loop after a deadly battle, reliving the same day repeatedly. He gains combat skills through this loop, aided by skilled soldier Rita Vratoski, played by Emily Blunt. Together they attempt to find and destroy the Mimic Central Hive, a task only possible through Cage's time resetting ability. The story unravels with intense battles, strategic planning, and a growing bond between Cage and Vratoski. As they face challenges and setbacks, Cage evolves from a reluctant soldier to a determined hero. Number 3. Arrival. Arrival is a science fiction drama film directed by Denis Villeneuve and adapted by Eric Heiserer, who conceived the project as a spec script based on the brief narrative story of Your Life by Ted Chiang. It was released theatrically in the United States by Paramount Pictures on November 11, 2016. The film revolves around a linguist named Louise Banks, played by Amy Adams, is hired by the U.S. government to learn the language of extraterrestrial beings called heptapods. These beings arrive in mysterious spacecraft around the world. The film delves into language, time, and communication. Louise grapples with decoding the heptapod's circular nonlinear language, which alters her perception of time. As global tensions rise due to misunderstandings, Louise deciphers a message of unity. She learns that the heptapods perceive time non-linearly. This revelation alters her life profoundly. Number 2. Dune. Dune is an epic science fiction film directed by Denis Villeneuve, who collaborated on the screenplay with John Spates and Eric Roth. It serves as the initial installment of a 2-part adaptation of Frank Herbert's 1965 novel of the same title. The film was released in 2 parts. The first part premiered on October 22, 2021. Part 2 is scheduled for release on March 15, 2024. The story is set in a distant future on the desert planet Arrakis and revolves around Paul Atreides, played by Timothée Chalamet. His noble family, the Atreides, assumes control of Arrakis, the sole known reservoir of the valuable spice melange. As Paul grapples with his destiny, he acquires enigmatic abilities linked to the planet's indigenous people, the Fremen. The Atreides contend with political intrigue and treachery from their rival House Harkonnen. Paul's Odyssey transforms him from a young nobleman into a prophesized figure known as the Kwisatz Haderach. He emerges as a pivotal force in the struggle for Arrakis and its precious resource. Number 1. Mad Max: Fury Road. Fury Road is a post-apocalyptic science fiction action film that was co-written, co-produced, and directed by George Miller. The film premiered in Los Angeles on May 7, 2015, and was released in Australia on May 14. A prequel titled Furiosa is scheduled for release on May 24, 2024, with Miller once again taking on the roles of writer and director. The story unfolds in a desolate wasteland controlled by the oppressive ruler Immortan Joe. Max, a solitary warrior, teams up with Imperator Furiosa, a defiant leader, for a bold escape from Joe's stronghold. They seize control of a heavily fortified war vehicle with the goal of reaching Furiosa's native land, the Green Place. They're relentlessly pursued by Joe's merciless army, resulting in a high-octane explosive pursuit. Along the way, they encounter a group of women known as the Wives, escaping Joe's harem-like captivity. Together, they forge a tenuous alliance, battling against the harsh elements of the wasteland for their freedom and survival. Thank you for watching today's video. By subscribing to our channel, you'll be the first to know about new movie releases. You'll also have access to our curated list of must-see movies, ranging from classic films to the latest blockbusters. So, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and join our community of movie lovers today.